So okay, so in Java we consider everything as an object, right? Object has attributes, right, like characteristics, and their objects have things that objects can do. Like when we consider about a student can walk. Okay, don't worry about these things. We are going to discuss these things separately in the next sessions. Okay, then you have learned both C and Python, right? How we define a variable in C? Can someone tell me how we define a variable in C? Then how we define a variable in Python? Yeah, you can turn off your turn on your microphones and answer, okay? When in Python, should we define the type? Like int? No, right? It's just age equals 10, right? So in Python, we need to define the variable type, okay? So it's strongly typed, okay? Then, um, did you remember these things when we learn Linux? We learn some commands for command line one, right? So here, actually, if we didn't use IDE, okay, without using any IDE, we just using a notepad and CMD, we can run and compile our Java programs, okay? Okay, so you have to install Java. After you install Java in your local machine, you can write and run, compile Java codes without any IDE, okay? But if you have an IDE like IntelliJ, still you have to install Java to your local machine, okay? So make sure to install Java to your local machine. Then you can use the plugins to run Java codes in your IDEs, okay? So first install Java, okay? After you install Java, actually you can use the notepad to write your Java code, okay? It's better if you can do this with me, okay? So we are going to run our first program in Java, okay? So without using any IDE, okay? The only requirement is you have to install Java to your local machines, okay? No, it's not essential to use Notepad, okay? After this one, I'm going to use IntelliJ. Then for whole semester, we are going to use IntelliJ, okay? In the exam, you have to use IntelliJ, okay? In our labs, we only have IntelliJ. So as the IDE, you have to use IntelliJ, okay? So in your local machines, in your laptops, PCs, install IntelliJ after installing Java, okay? So without using an IDE, okay, uh, only installing Java to your local machine, we can write codes like this, okay? So the first thing is, before you start coding, make sure to create a folder with the course name, right? CSC1041, okay? And here I have my folder, and inside I have another folder for week 1, okay? So here, this is my uh, notepad, okay? So this is little bit different from other languages, okay? This one is not same as C or Python. Here we are using an object oriented programming language, okay? That means we have classes, okay? Like when I say classroom, it's a class, right? classroom has students, teachers, right? When I say school, school is a class. Okay. So if I need to print something, let's say I need to print hello world. Okay. So the first thing is I need to create a class. Okay. And here you can change the language to Java. Okay. Class, let's say hello world. Okay. So inside curly braces, okay, so this is the place that belongs to my class hello world. Okay, so if I write something here that belongs to this class hello world. Okay, and in Java, it's required to have a main method. Okay, like in C, right? In C, it's necessary to have a main method, right? So in Java too, we should have a main method. Okay, and the way is also different. Okay, so it's public static void main. Okay, so this is the way we define our main method. Okay, so that means this is the name of our method. Okay, and this is the returning type. Okay, my main method is not returning anything. Okay, and we have in Java the main method is always a static method. Okay, and we say this is the access modifier. We are going to learn about these things in future. Okay, for now this is the way we define our main method. Okay, if I'm coding my main method, this is the way we can use. Okay, then inside this brackets we can pass arguments, right? So in Java we have a default argument. We are passing an array, string array. Okay, so here this is the name of this array. Okay, and it's not compulsory to give the same name for this array. Okay, but normally we use this. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay, anyway we are passing an string array. Okay, that's the point. Okay, and here I can write the body. Okay, if I need to print something, I can write the syntax for print here. Okay, so when I compile and run my program, the program will start executing from the main method. Okay, so it's required to have a main method in a Python program, and this is the way we can define the main method. Okay, so inside this, within this curly braces, all things belongs to the main method. Okay, so this is the syntax for printing something. Okay, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, here I can define the thing I want to print. Okay, let's say hello world, and we have to close a line with a semicolon. Okay, and when we are saving this file, we have to save this with the class name. Okay, make sure to save your file with the class name. Okay, so here I will save it here. Then the extension should be .java. Okay, so can you all type this? Okay, while you are typing this, actually, we already have learned two languages, right? This is the third language you are learning for this year, right? So, like we discussed this in session 2, right? In when we start C and Python, right? So we have a lot of number of languages, right? And some languages are like famous, right? And like these all three languages are like general purpose languages, right? So we can do a lot of things, right? As example, using Java we can write a operating system, okay? Or we can do graphic program, right? We can do image processing, right? Or if we need to develop AI applications, we can use Java, right? But uh, it's not specific, but for some programs, some fields, it's easy to use some languages, like it's easy to use C for complex programs like operating systems, graphic designing, right? When we go to Python, it's easy to use Python. It's famous to use Python for artificial intelligence applications, data science applications, right? And when we consider Java, Java is more famous for enterprise applications, right? So all three, all programs have like pros and cons, right? According to that, it's much easier to use some specific tasks, right? So you are learning computer science, right? If you didn't drop it in the second year, okay, so if you go to computer science related job, you need to know several languages, right? So after you learn these three or several languages as beginners, it's easy to learn a new language, right? So for different projects, different purposes, you might need different languages. Okay, that's why in your first year you learn C, Java, and Python. Okay, after that you will see, right? In the next semester you will learn database, right? Then after you can learn data structures, right? So in those topics we are not teaching the language, right? We are teaching techniques, right? When we go to the data structures, we are not teaching Java, right? We are only teaching data structures, right? So that's why you have to learn three languages in your first year, okay? So did you finish that? Yes or no? Can someone answer me? Did you finish typing this? Yes or no? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and answer, okay? Okay, after you save this, okay, save it with the class name, okay? My class name is Hello World, okay? So save it as hello world.java, okay? So Java is a compiler. Java use a compiler, okay? You know, right? In C use a compiler, Python use a interpreter. Again, Java use a compiler, okay? That's mean it will create a class file first, then it will run the class file, okay? So here you can go to the place you have saved your Java file, okay? And you have to open um, CMD, right? There are several ways to open CMD. You can search CMD here, right? If you search CMD here, can you see you are in your C drive, okay? So you have to go to the place you have saved this, right? Okay, you have to go outside and go to the place you have saved your Java file. Okay. Then you have to go to the folder you have created, cd. Here my folder is CSC1051. Okay. Week 1. Okay. So you have to go there and you have to compile. Okay. Or you can open the CMD in your current folder, right click, open in terminal. Okay. In that case, you will open it in the correct location. Can you see? Now, first thing is you have to compile your Java file. Okay. So type Java C. This is the command for compile your Java file. Okay. First compile. Then type your file name. Okay. Now you have compiled that Java file. Can you see? The class file has created, right? Then you can run this using Java. Okay. So you can see it's printing, right? It's executing, right? So this is the way you can compile and run a Java code using the CMD, right? But it's not easy, right? So make your life easier, we are going to use IntelliJ. Okay. So this is actually when you open the first time, the interface will be little bit different. Okay. So you can create a new file. Okay. New project. Okay. And give the correct location. Okay. Here CSC1041 week 1. Okay. And here give the project name. Let's say project week 1. Okay. Here you can give the project name and here you have to give the location. Okay. And you can practice it with any IDE, but in the exam you have to write answers with IntelliJ IDE. Okay. And it's easy than Visual Studio Code. Okay. So it's better to install IntelliJ. Okay. And in the exam you have to write answers using IntelliJ. Okay. And if you are not familiar with IntelliJ, it will be hard to write answers in the exam because the IDE is little bit different, right? So after you open a new project, okay, it will be like this. Okay. Can you see they are like giving a main class by default, right? Okay. Yeah, actually we cannot, like, we can't say you must use IntelliJ IDE, but it's better to use IntelliJ IDE. Okay, my suggestion is use IntelliJ IDE instead of Visual Studio Code. Okay, because you have to learn how to use this IDE too, right? It's not Java, right? You will see, right? So it's better to install IntelliJ. Okay, so yeah, by default you will get a main method. Okay, so we can remove the unnecessary thing. Okay, and as you can see, this is the way we can type single line comments. You know what is a comment, right? What is a comment?
Is it like a note that gives an explanation about the source code?
Okay, good. Okay, it's something that we can refer, right? As programmers, something we can refer, right? Good. Okay, thank you. So if we comment out something, that code won't execute when we run our code. Okay, so in Python we use double slash to comment a single line, and if we have multi-line comment we can use slash star slash. Okay, in between everything will belongs to a comment. Okay, so this is the way we can comment. And here can you see they have created a class here. Okay, so just delete this one. Okay, and you can create a class. Click on this src folder, right click, new java class. Okay, so here you can give the name. Okay, I can give main. Okay, can you see when I create in the class, by default these keywords are here, right? That's the thing when we use IntelliJ IDE. Okay, so then if I need to print something, first thing is I need to create the main method, public static void. Inside that I have to pass a string arg. Okay, and I have to open curly braces, and here I can print, right? System dot out dot print ln, right? So and make sure okay, when I use IntelliJ IDE, they are putting semicolons for me, right? So then I don't have to compile when I using that IntelliJ IDE. I can just click on this run button. Okay, so I can click run, then it's printing here. Okay, can you try this? Okay, then if I need to print another one, I can actually here we have the keyboard shortcut S out. Okay, if I type S out and if I print tab key, it will auto complete system.out.println. Okay, so then I will print another thing, and I will run this. Can you see by default the next line is in the next line, right? Because here I have used print ln, that means print in next line. Okay, so every time when this sentence is starting, it will start from the next line. Okay, so here if I remove this print ln part, see now both sentences are in the same line. Okay, so here if I like, I can use the escape character to go to the next line, right? But since they have make our life easier, we can stick with print ln, right? So print ln means print in the next line. Okay, and see this is an output, right? When print statements are outputs, right? So that's why we use system.out.println, right? Okay. Okay, did you finish? Do you need more time to try this? I think you haven't installed IntelliJ IDE, right? No, we are not using Dr. Java anymore because it's cannot consider as a good IDE. Okay. In Dr. Java, the IDE not suggesting anything. You have to type everything from the sketch. Okay. Do you like to use that one instead of IntelliJ IDE? In the exam also, this one is easier to use. Okay. So we are providing you the easiest IDE for your exam. Okay. So okay. Do you need more time to try this one? Yeah, as I mentioned before, you can try with any IDE, but in the exam you have to write answers using IntelliJ IDE. Okay. So it's better to use IntelliJ IDE. Okay. Because you have to learn how to use IDE too, right? Otherwise, after you go to the exam, you will you have to waste time to learn how to create a class, how to create a package, how to create a new project, right? So you have to practice everything, right? Not just coding. So it's better to practice it with the IntelliJ IDE, right? Okay. That's the introduction part. Okay. So next part is variables and operators, right? We have learned about this in C and Python. So I just covered in the necessary things. Okay. Okay. I just forgot one thing, right? When we start classes, we start it with the capital letter. Can you see? M is capital, right? Here, M is simple. Methods are starting with simple letters. Classes are starting with capital letters. Okay, and if you need to create more classes, you can right click on src new java class. Okay, let's say second class. Can you see I cannot keep spaces between two names, right? If I need to create a class named second class, I can't keep a space between the second and class, right? So either it should be camel case or snake case, right? Either you have to use the starting letter capital, or you can use an underscore instead of a space. Okay, so classes are start with capital letters. Methods are starting with simple letters. In both cases, you cannot keep spaces between two names, right? So if you need to create another method, and don't worry, we are going to teach you more about classes and other methods, right? How to write another method, how to call that method, and we are going to teach everything, right? You don't have to worry. Okay. And when we talk about classes, when we talk about OOP, OOP is based on classes. Okay, so we are going to teach what is classes and everything in next session. Okay, you don't have to worry about those things. Okay, so for now we will do our practices in our main method. Okay, you can create a class, and inside that you can create a main method. You can do other things inside that main method. That's enough. Okay. Okay, so this is the way we can name a class. Either we have to capitalize each starting letter, or we can have an underscore between two words. Okay, so when it's come to data type, we have primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, so as primitive data types, we have numeric data types and non-numeric data types, right? Non-numeric means not a number, right? It can be either a character or a boolean, right? When it's come to numeric, we have several type of numeric values, variables, integers, long, short, byte, right? And when we are defining a variable, it's required to define the data type. Okay. Yeah, about these access modifiers, about why I use this public, right, static, those things we are going to teach separately. Okay. For now, the thing you need to know is, in order to execute a Java program, it's required to have a main method. Okay. So the main method is always a public method, public and static method. Okay. And here it can be a void method. That means main method is not returning any value. Okay. And as arguments, we have to pass a string array. Okay. Can you see here it's arg, right? It's not required to name this using arg, but since we are passing an argument, we are telling that arg. Okay. It can be args, right? Anything. Okay. The thing is, we are passing a string array. Okay, so that's the thing you need to know. Okay, about this public, right? We will teach you in future sessions. Okay, so here for every data type we have a size, right? If we are defining a byte, it's a 8 bits, right? Then this is the way we can define a variable. Okay, so here we are declared a variable named count. Here we have assigned a value to that count. Okay, like this. Okay, I can define a variable int age. Okay, then nothing will happen, right? So then I can assign a value age equals 10. Then if I print, it should be system dot out. Okay. Now it will print 10. Okay, and here we can we can assign value when I define in that variable. Okay, so if I print that num, it will print 12. Okay, and when we naming, variable should start with letters, dollar sign or underscore. Okay, we cannot use other symbols other than $sign and the underscore. Okay. So here again in Java, we have local variables, static variables, instant variables. Okay. That means we can declare a variable inside the method, right? Inside a class, or we can define it as a static variable. Okay. And you know, right, we can convert an integer to a character, double to an integer, right? So we can do typecasting in Java. Okay. And as operators, the same thing, right? The same thing we learn in C and Python. We have arithmetic operations, assignment operations, increment and decrement operations, comparison, logical, bitwise, right? Can someone tell me examples for an arithmetic operator? Yes. What are the arithmetic operators? Yeah, you have to answer, okay? Otherwise, I'm not going to continue. Can someone tell me what are the arithmetic operators? Oh, example for an arithmetic operator. Yeah, don't leave, okay? Don't leave the mean. Just answer me, okay? Otherwise, I don't know whether you are listening. I don't know whether you can understand. Okay? Yes. Yeah, good. Okay. Plus, addition, subtraction, right? Multiplication, division, and the modulo operator, right? What is modulo operator? Yes, can someone tell me what is the modulo operator? Yes, thank you. So, modulo operator is used to get the remainder, right? 5 modulo 2 equals 1, right? Likewise, it will give the remainder. Then we have assignment operators. That means we are assigning value. A equals 5. 8 equals 10. Then we have plus equals. That means A plus equals B means A equals A plus B, right? The same thing, right? Since I am the one who taught you in Python, I feel like boring when I teach in the same thing, right? So then we have increment and decrement operators, right? Plus plus and minus minus, right? Then we have comparison operator. We are compare a value with another, right? Whether 3 equals 5, we are not assigning, right? We are not telling that 3 equals 5, right? We are checking is 3 equals 5, okay? Then we have logical operators, right? And or not. Then bitwise operators, that means we can operate assign this on bit values, right? Like this. Okay. Then in Python, Java, we can take user inputs using a scanner method. Okay, we'll try this one. Okay. Okay, can someone tell me if print is a system.in? Okay, a scanner should be a system dot what? Printing statement is an output, so we use system dot out. Okay, So, but if we are taking a use input, what should be here? System.in. Okay, because we are taking an input. Okay, here we are giving an output, right? So here, first I will comment out these things. Okay. Okay. So if I am taking a use input, actually I have a predefined library package scanner class. Okay. So we are telling that we are creating a scanner object. Okay. Scanner S1 equals, can you see? In IntelliJ IDE, it's by default import the package. Okay. But if I use another IDE, or if I use Notepad plus plus plus, I have to type this one too. Okay. So okay. So here I am creating a new scanner object and I am taking it as a user input. Okay. Then I have to put the semicolon. Then I can say what I am expecting. Right now the cursor is expecting something and user don't know the cursor is the program is expecting something, right? So I need to know, let the user know what I am expecting, right? So I can print something. Okay, please enter a number. Okay, then now user know, right? We put this printing statement. Okay, so this statement is only for users, right? Because the cursor is expecting something, right? The program is expecting a user input. So we need to know, tell what should user do. Okay, we are telling to user insert a number, right? Now we need to store this insert in number. Okay, insert in number as a scanner object. Okay, so this is the way, right? The string, this should be int. Okay, int user, let's say user number. Okay, so user is inserting a number, right? So my object dot user is inserting an integer. Okay, so it should be next int. Okay, type is important. Okay, here if user is inserting an integer, it should be next int. If user is inserting a double, it should be next double. Okay, next line means user is inserting a string. Okay, likewise the type is important here. Okay, then I can treat this user number as any other variable, right? Let's say you entered so in Python, Java we use plus sign to concatenate. Okay. So here, this is the thing I wanted to print. Here it will print the value of this user number. See, now I can insert a number. See, it's showing you entered 1000. Okay, here you can keep an space. Okay. See, now I can insert a number. It will print it. Okay. Yeah, you can try this. No, right? Every class shouldn't have a main method. Only one program, one project should have one main method, right? Normally, we include this main method in our main class or our driver class, okay? So it's enough. It's only one main method is required for the whole program, okay? So don't worry, you will see when we start working with classes, okay? So today we are just reminding you the basic concepts, variable, control structures, and I am showing that how you do those things using the language. Okay, how the syntax are different. Okay, so we are going to start OOP concept from next week. This is a little bit different, right? Different from the previous two languages. You don't have to worry, right? You will understand it when we continue in next weeks. Okay. Now everyone can go through the things you have learned so far, and let me know if you have any doubt or any question. If you have any questions so far, you can ask. And I will post the next this two lecture slides to the LMS. Okay. And I have already posted that introduction note to the LMS, and I will post the next two say lecture notes to LMS too. Okay. Make sure to refer those things. Okay. And make sure you are checking LMS regularly, because sometimes you are not getting notifications, right? At least check the LMS at least once, right? Because you have the group, this project, lab sheets, right? We are planning to post a lab sheet in every week, right? So make sure to you are checking the LMS at least once, okay? From today onward, we are not planning to send you emails for each and everything. We are just post announcements in the LMS, okay? So make sure to check things. And since you are not in the university, please check with your friends, check with your batch mates, and make sure you are up to date, okay? Yeah, you can ask if you have any question. Okay. Okay. Here, when I using the scanner, I have created a scanner object called myObject, right? You can give any name, right? So here this myObject is a scanner object. That means I can use this to take a user input, right? So here I have used this myObject, this name, okay? MyObject object to store this integer, okay? So here it's an scan object and it's an integer. The integer the user is inserting, okay? So I'm storing it as a scan object, okay? That's why I use that my object dot next int, okay? Okay, since you don't have other questions, we'll go to the next part. Control structures, right? Again, yeah, we can create a few classes and later you will know we can create packages, right? So we will show, right, how to create, how to use these 2 classes, 3 classes, right? So you don't have to worry about those things, right? So we can create more classes and we can have our methods, okay? So again, about control structures, you know, right? You know how those things works, right? You know how to apply these things, right? So basically as control structures, we use if else, while, do while, for loops and switch cases, right? So if we have have a condition, we use if else, right? And if we have a loop, right, if we need to do the same thing again and again, we use a loop, right? It can be a while loop, do while loop, or a for loop. And we have switch statements, okay? So you know how these things works, okay? So I will just show the syntax, okay? So you know, right? If means we are checking the condition, right? In Java, we have the keyword if, and inside brackets, we have condition if age is less than 18, right? So if it is true, we have a code to execute. If it is false, we have a code to execute, right? If else mean, first we check whether the condition is true. Then it will execute this code block. Okay. If the condition is true, it will execute this statement inside this block. Else mean if the above condition is not satisfying, do this one. Okay. Then we have nested if else, right? Inside a if, we have another if condition, right? We have nested if else, right? Here we have else if, right? Only the keyword is difference, right? In C we had one, Python we have one, here it's else if. That's mean if the condition 1 is satisfying to this one. If the condition 1 is not satisfying, then it will check for the condition 2. Okay, but if condition 1 is not satisfying, but the condition 2 is satisfying, then this code will execute. If condition 1 and 2 is not satisfying, if these two are not satisfying, then it will check for condition 3. If the condition 3 is satisfying, then it will execute this code block. If any of above conditions are not satisfying, it will execute else part. Okay, you know, right? With else, we are not writing any condition, right? Else means if any of above conditions are not satisfying, right? Then this is the while loop syntax, right? The keyword is while. Inside brackets, we have condition, and this is the body, right? Normally, with a while loop, we have increment or decrement operations, right? Then do while means this block will execute at least once. Even this condition is not satisfied or not satisfied, this condition will execute once. After that, it will check the condition and this block will execute until the condition is satisfying. Okay. Did you remember those things? Yes or no? Yes, who remember these things? Control structures. Anyway, you should have to remember those things, okay? What is for loop? What is a for loop? What is a while loop? What is if else conditions, right? You have to remember, okay? Then in for loop, we have the syntax for, and we have the conditions here, initializations, and we have the body. Okay. Then we have switch cases. Here the keyword is case. Okay. Case ABC, case ABC, and we have the default value like this. Okay. And we have the break condition and continue condition. In break condition, the whole code will terminate when the break is happen, right? When I equals 75, the whole loop will stop, right? So it will stop at 74. But in continue, only the step that the condition satisfied will skip and other lines will execute. Okay. Okay, shall we go to the examples? Okay. So first, here we have the use input, right? So if we need to check whether the given number is greater than 70, the keyword is if, and inside brackets we can have the condition. It should be a comparison operator. Okay, if use a number greater than 18, here it should be curly braces. Okay, inside that this place belongs to this if block. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, do this. Okay, another thing is Java is a case sensitive language. That means it's matter whether you are using capital letters or simple letters, but it's not space sensitive. That means you can start your code here, here, or here. Okay, but as long as you have this, you have your code inside this curly braces, that code belongs to this if block. Okay, but as a good programming practice, you have to keep these spaces nicely. Can you see? Otherwise it will be messy, right? We have classes, inside a class we have methods, right? Inside a method we have if else conditions, while loops, for loops, right? So if you didn't keep the indentation neatly, your code will be a mess. Okay, so make sure to keep the indentation nicely. Okay, and when we are using this IntelliJ IDE, can you see after I press enter here, it will automatically detect the space, right? So you don't have to worry. Okay, but don't do it like this. Okay, after IDE suggests the space, don't go there and type. Okay, so if user number is greater than 18, print this one. Okay, sysout. This is the shortcut. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, but if you type sysout and press tab, it will complete automatically. Okay, let's say your number is greater than 18. Okay, here if I only have a if condition, nothing will happen if I enter a number greater than 122. Can you see? Sorry, a less number than 122. Okay, if I answer 2, nothing will happen, right? This one is anyway printing, right? So I can have an else condition. Else the number is okay. Now say it's printing, here the number is less than 18. Okay, this is the way we can use if else. Okay, do you need time to try this one? Okay, you can have 5 minutes and try this. Okay, actually for sessions, our focus is OOP programming. Okay, so in this session, this not session, this subject, this course, we are teaching OOP concepts. Okay, so our main focus is that. Okay, but we are not like teaching GUIs things, we are just teaching you OOP concepts. Okay, and in your project you have to use this OOP concepts. Okay, things we taught you. Okay, but if you like, if you interest, you can create graphic user interfaces only if you like. Okay, we are not forcing you to use those things. Okay, so the only thing is you have to learn OOP concepts correctly, right? Because it's very important. Even you go to industry, uh, it's really important. Okay, so make sure you learn this OOP concepts correctly. Okay, and other programming practices correctly. Okay, and for today lab sheet, this week lab sheet, you can create a one class like this main class, and you can have the main method, and inside main method you can write answers for today lab sheet. Okay, so don't have to worry. Okay, make sure you like practice and do the lab sheet by yourself. Okay. You like lab sheets, right? Last semester also you asked for more lab sheets and questions, right? So we are going to give you a lab sheet in each week for this course. Okay. Okay. Then do we need more time? Who needs more time? No one. Okay. Then we'll go to for loops. Okay. So I will comment out everything till here. Okay. And I will write my for loop here. Okay. So this is the way for I equals 0 should be int, right? Int I equals 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. This out, print I. Okay. So this is the way we can write a for loop, right? For this is the syntax and this is the increment part. Okay. As you can see, we can define and assign value to I in here, inside that for loops. Okay. Not like in C, we don't have to define I previously. We can define the data type and we can assign a value here itself. Okay. And this is the incremental condition. I will increase by y, I plus plus. Okay. So this is the condition. Until I is less than 10, increase I by 1. Okay. So this is the way we can write a for loop. Okay. Okay. And for the while loop, okay, here we can have the condition. While I less than, let's say, while number less than 10. Okay. So here I can define number int number equals 1. Then I can have the condition number. Okay. Then we can increase number by 1. Okay. Like this. Okay. And here if I need to increase this number by another number, I can say a number plus equals 2. Okay, in that case, the number will increase by 2, right? Number equals number plus 2. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay, you can try this. Cases. Okay, so here we use the keyword case. Okay, so we'll do this one. Here it start with switch, right? And we are checking the test. Okay. Here I can say string test. Here it should be simple less, okay? String test equals ABC. Okay. Then I can start switch, okay, using the keyword switch, and inside I can say what is the condition I am testing. I am testing the variable test, okay. So switch, I am testing this variable, okay. Then inside curly braces I have the code for switch, okay. Case I said that this is case sensitive, right? So here it's a colon, okay. Print this out system dot out dot println. Let's say Java is case sensitive, okay. Then I can have other case, okay. Okay, then I can have other cases, okay. Here, okay, case, let's say capital ABC, okay. Then we can say sys out, okay. No, you can say anything, okay. And we can have default one like this, okay. And we should have breaks after each case, okay. Then we can have default one, okay. Print this out, default case, okay. So if I run this, you can say Java is case sensitive, right? If I change this, if I change only C to capital, what will happen? Can someone tell me what will be the result here? It should be, this is the default case, right? Because it's not either simple ABC or capital ABC, okay? So can you try this one? Okay, did you try this one? Okay, I just showed you how to syntax is changed, right? So the concepts are the same, right? So you can solve advanced problem with these control structures, right? So okay, and you can try this break and continue as a homework. Okay, so this is the content I wanted to cover today. Okay, so we can wind up this session actually. Make sure to do the lab sheet and submit the answers within the given time, and check the LMS regularly